This is a post-workout shake, and I wanted to share it with my fitness friends and my friends out there, of course. How I have made a change in my life, going from hardcore protein carnivore to a vegetarian-based athlete. I still train. I don't compete anymore. I don't work with clients as much. My clients are coming from more of a business side, manufacturing and food, and that's also equally fun, and I get to use my knowledge there and skill set. Enough said. Today is about post-workout shake and how I'm going to show you how to incorporate hemp seed into your regime. I'm going to start off. I've already got my water and my Vitamix. I love using whole food versus protein powders, and I'm actually coming from a ton of whey protein. That whole world, I buy buckets of this stuff and I would completely depend on it. But I realized when I started working with our guys here in food production, in processing of nutraceuticals, plant-based nutraceuticals, we would extract this beautiful hemp seed. We would be pressing it, extracting its oil, which is the essential fatty acids, which in my opinion is the absolute life force. It contains all of the wonderful RNA and DNA components in it. And then we would press it and we would extract a hemp seed, and we would get a flour, ultimately milling it more into getting the protein and increasing the levels of protein. I thought it was really quite screwed up. We are so dependent on convenience. And really what I started noticing is when I started switching from whole foods into my diet, I noticed a big difference in digestion. Also becoming less dependent on the grocery system, and I really want to start working more into even growing my own food. Not there yet, but all that is just a matter of time. So without further ado, here is my beautiful hemp seed. There is 30 grams of hemp seed in this dish, and that I'm not here to count calories. I don't do that anymore. I think it's actually quite destructive, but I'm not going to go there. So this 30 grams will give me 10 grams of protein. And then and you got to know hemp seed is an incredible source. It's about 50% protein of its weight. It is an important component, again, for DNA, RNA. It helps to balance out the pH levels. It's very digestible. It's a vegan-friendly. It's non-dairy, non-gluten. You can get it anywhere in a bulk section in grocery or your health food store. If you're in the States, you may have to source that around because the majority of the states can't grow this hemp seed. That's another topic all on another day. The next ingredient I want to add is my chia. I love chia. I love chia because it helps bring a nice thickness. It gets a jelly-like mass, kind of like flaxseed when you soak it. Here's 30 grams in my shake as well. Now this is a different, breakdown. It swells. It's basically really 1 tablespoon of chia swells to about 9 tablespoons of this chia gel. And you can make puddings with it. You can use it for thickening. I love chia because it gives you energy. It actually retains about 10 times the amount of water. So it keeps you hydrated. So if you're a runner and playing even sports, take some chia, like use it in the morning. It will actually keep your body really, really, really hydrated. The next thing I want to add, although I'm not a big advocate of it because I'm learning, I love the coconut dream. I buy the non-sweet or unsweet. I don't want extra sugar in my shake because if you can't utilize the sugar, you don't want your insulin levels going up like a yo-yo. So I try and keep my sugars low still. I get my carbohydrates, which is the sugar, from my seeds. I get it from all kinds of vegetables. I don't eat a lot of fruit, in fact very minimal still, just because my body personally just doesn't like it. My pancreas will tell me. The coconut dream, I love the taste of it. However, I have been informed by a fellow blogger of the carrageenan. I hope I've said that right. It's basically a food additive that's extracted from a seaweed. It's a water-soluble fiber. Okay, it's on the GROS report, which is this report that comes out, and it's basically generally recognized as acceptable, safe, or it's a safe food to eat. Okay, whatever. You know, all that being said, you're going to find that that carrageenan is really hard to avoid, particularly in non-dairy milks, creamers. A lot of your ice creams have it. A lot of your yogurts, anything thickening has it. It's a gel. It almost, because it's a thickening agent. Very hard to get away from. The only thing that I have found it in the non-dairy milks is not coconut. I love this taste. I will add it to my shake just a little because I love its property of MCT, which is your medium chain triglyceride. Really good for preserving energy. It acts like a carbohydrate. It's not that carbohydrate that you think it is. Medium chain triglyceride also helps to stimulate thyroid. It's a wonderful taste. There's no added sugar in this one. And all that is just to give me a nice sweet taste. The next thing that I did want to point out, getting back to the carrageenan, and I won't put on too much more drama around that. Hemp milk, Hemp Bliss, I believe it's called. Actually, none of the hemp milks, from what I saw, had that carrageenan in it. So something to look for, just an FYI. But let's face it, we can't live our lives in a state of paranoia. It's really hard to keep everything absolutely clean. And not to freak you out about, you know, too much information can make you just scared of eating. So then we got more problems on hand. Ah, yes, the next thing I wanted to add is this lovely green, looks fibrous to you. Actually what it is yerba mate. This is my, my grounds from my tea I've had this morning. I actually switched from coffee to a yerba mate, which gives me a stimulation, but it doesn't affect how coffee does. So I wanted to kick the coffee, and I had done that successfully. The matine actually stimulates in a different way. This is an amazing plant out of South America, I believe Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay. They're really high growers of it. So I actually like to recycle my food. I know that sounds, composting my food. I never like to throw out anything. I use a lot of things for recycling, composting. I have plants, so I feed them. I use eggshells, for example, and another for a plant source. Okay, enough said. I'm not here. I'm not the gardener today. The yerba mate goes in my shake. I particularly like it because it's high in antioxidants, ton of B vitamins. As you can see, the green is going to keep my pH levels balanced. The colon loves this stuff. It actually will act as a fiber as well, a water-soluble fiber, so that's a good thing. Gives me a little bit of almost a green taste. It adds a lot of chlorophyll to this shake, and chlorophyll is wonderful for blood cleansing. The body loves it when you keep your body pH balanced. It's a happy, happy thing. The other thing I like to add, oh, I know I'm almost out, is I buy it locally. It's a Canadian farmer here in the Fraser Valley. I like to add about a teaspoon of bee pollen. Organic, fresh, raw bee pollen goes into my shake. I love it because it gives it kind of a sweet. And bee pollen is particularly great for B vitamins. It does have amino acids in it. It gives you a lot of enzymes, minerals, great for energy. Gosh, anybody that has any allergies will benefit from bee pollen because it helps with the antihistamine in the allergies. long story short, it's good for you. The other thing I don't particularly want is too much sugar coming from fruit, even though it's a post-workout. I'm still, and I'll be up front, I still don't want to be putting on body fat and accumulating water retention. I'm not competing anymore, and I'm not a mental crackhead saying, I'm not narcissistic, obsessed with my body image and how it looks. I'm not in front of the mirror. But I do know from my history of eating and competition and carb depleting, loading, all that crap, and I say that in a tongue-in-cheek way, I loved doing it, but I know how absolutely harming it was to my body. Yes, I'm saying that. I admit it. So I still have to be aware that my pancreas has had a history of abuse, and it doesn't like sugar. I've developed an insulin resistance. So, of course, I have to still, I love the sweet, but I find low glycemic alternatives to help me get the sweet. So, on that note, stevia. Yes, the Organic Stevia. I love this brand. It has a little scoop in it. I do 2 scoops per shake. 0 calories, no impact on my pancreas. In fact, it loves it. It nourishes it. Stevia actually comes from a plant. It's a fine powder. It is like 10 times sweeter than sugar, and it doesn't have the after effects of sugar. So it's super great to use. Some people find it actually too much will just change the taste of it, almost dominate it. Other things you could use, and I'll point that out, and gosh, I'm almost out of this too. Agave syrup is also something else you can use instead of sugar. It's low glycemic. My Peter loves it, as you can tell. It's almost out. I don't like it. I like knowing that there's not so much impact on my pancreas. It's just me. That's just me. You find what's sweet for you. If you want to add some fruit, absolutely add maybe a quarter of a banana, maybe some frozen berries like strawberries, blueberries are really great with this one. Some people do raw honey. They like that taste. I like stevia, so I use stevia to get me my sweet. And why I add sweet is because I don't have the powders anymore. I used to buy a vanilla whey protein, and of course it had the fructose in it. It had all kinds of crappy sugar in it, and I always got that belly bloat and I felt really lethargic on whey. I had a lot of mucus from whey. I was developing a lot of skin allergies and eruptions, and I just didn't feel great. Although I didn't care because I was competing and I did what I had to do, not knowing a thing about how I could have done it better. Past life, I let it go. One thing I did want to bring up, because a lot of people ask me about it, is how to use hemp protein. This is the hemp protein powder. Like I said, I prefer to use a hemp seed. However, if I don't have hemp seed, I will use a hemp protein powder. This is about a 35–40% protein powder. And like I said, when you press the seed for oil, you get a powder, and this is a beautiful green color. It's got a lot of fiber in it. You could add that to your shake. I'm not going to add it to this one because I already have my seed in it. I use about 30 grams, and it gives you about 10 to 15 grams of protein. Again, something else. If you want to use other seeds, absolutely, like sesame seed might add some calcium. Excuse me. Different textures. More fiber. Again, I'm working with whole food. I can get enough protein in this shake. I'm going to grab some ice here in this shake. And I tell you, I personally love it. I'm going to blast it for you. Move that on over. And I tell you, one thing... I like it really thick, so I'm going to add even more ice. And I love this because we actually went to the extent of filtering our whole water system here bad water here, and even our showers. We spent a lot on just getting a good water system, and I'm so stoked we got hooked up to the freezer. So Lily over here, we call her Lily, she can make us really good filtered ice cubes. Hold on. And you're probably wondering what the heck you're drinking. What are you drinking, Terry? Ah, this is chlorophyll water. I put about a tablespoon of, I have about 3 to 4 of these a day. I love the mason jars. They're just freaking fantastic. Tablespoon of chlorophyll every day keeps the blood clean, the pH levels balanced. And also, I'm on this EMF kick. I'm really freaking out here because we work in this environment, we invested in this environment, and here we are bombarded by electromagnetic frequencies, and we're all frickin' feeling it, especially me. I got pinging, I got, memory loss, I've got insomnia now, so I'm not going to go on about EMFs and all the disadvantages we're facing, but here's the thing I learned real quick. We got to keep detoxifying our body and getting rid of any radiation effects from electromagnetic frequencies, and that's coming from our cell towers. It comes from smart frickin' meters and every other electronic in our household. I sit in front of 2 computer screens a day, so I'm getting blasted. I work from home, so I know that chlorophyll will do my body good. It keeps me balanced. Yeah, I do the whole detox bath with the Epsom salts and the bicarbonate sodium, and I do all of that. I'm trying to pull out all of this EMF frequencies that have obviously hitting the tissues, and I have to be worried about. Something else to get paranoid about, right? Like if the world isn't bad enough. Anyway, I ain't going there. So here we go. This is a beautiful, nice, thick shake. Beautiful green, and I'm going to take it and go. Oh yeah, it is yummy. If you want it more sweet, again, add it to it, and bada bing. Sorry for the noise. I'm going to take that with me, and I'm going for the day. No, it's not going to be my only meal, but it's going to get me through for the next hour and a half, maybe 2. All that being said, something simple, something with seed. I try and kick the system, like get off the conventional grocer. Don't depend so much on your supplements. What are we doing that for? To supplement your diet. So if you can focus on the diet first, going to whole foods, functional foods, even if you're eating hemp seed or chia on their own, or I'm not telling you to do it, I'm encouraging you to do it. So, hey, have a wonderful day. Life's too short to sweat the small stuff. Go functional, go whole foods, and have fun doing it. If you have any questions, you want to shoot me an email, do that. I'm Terry at the Hemp Out Agency. Look for me on the internet. I am your diet diva, but I am who I am, and I hope you've enjoyed this silly video. Again, I'm all sweaty girl from the gym. I wanted a quick fix, but I gotta go. Have a great day.